just, as excited as you can be after a week of two-a-days. I mean, you start getting worn down when you're my age, but a really fun group, really talented group, group with a lot of possibilities, but we're firmly headed into the storm right now for a little while. We're coming off a championship season. As you guys talked about, we're incredibly young still. Even though we have a lot of vets in terms of kids that have been on the court for the last year or two, but we feel like this is a team that can compete at a high level. Again, we were 33rd in the preseason rankings, and I think we're worthy of that. But we are still young. We're headed into the storm. Like I said a little bit, our non-conference schedule, coaches always get up here and talk about how tough their schedule is. And, I know Tyson doesn't want to hear it from me right now about schedule, but we looked at our non-conference schedule. There was actually a publication that ranked them. And we have one of the top 30 toughest non-conference schedules in the country this year. We play, to give you some perspective, we only have one team on our non-conference schedule this year that didn't win 20 games last year, and that was Oklahoma out of the SEC. And so we are playing team after team after team with championship pedigree. And so, it's all about trying to harden our team, grow our team, build RPI. But everybody just needs to remember that building RPI with a schedule like we have doesn't mean going 7-3. Okay, we actually pulled 3 examples to share with our team of teams that went 3-7, 4-6, in non-conference last year in situations like ours, and still were clearly at-large selections into the NCAA tournament. Because when you play a schedule of this strength, losses aren't necessarily punishing, and wins are really, really helpful. And so, I have no grand belief that we're going to come out of the gate and be 9-2 by any stretch, not with the quality of the teams we're playing. We have Oregon in the opening weekend who's in the top 25. We have Pepperdine coming here who just beat UCLA in an exhibition match. Along with the Oklahomas and the Louisvilles and the on and on and on, the Daytons, the Wrights, all these teams that are championship teams. And so, but we're talented, and we have a chance to be good. And but winning and losing early won't necessarily be the indication of that. But I really like our team.
Well, I guess to start out with, health-wise, how are you? How health-wise?
Yeah,
that felt to be such a big.
It was such a storyline last year. We had so many injuries, if you remember last year, and for the most part, our team is in pretty good shape. Izzy Vanderweely, who dealt with an ankle all last year, had off-season surgery and is going to miss time here at the beginning of the year, still recovering from that. She's actually ahead of schedule right now from where we, thought she would be, and she's able to start easing back into activities and stuff. But without question, we are going to spend time without Izzy for a while, who was the Defensive Player of the Year last year in Conference USA. So it's a significant loss for our team early on, and so we'll be leaning into Eliza McKnight, who's a freshman who's more than capable, but is, 1 week into college volleyball and has never gone to a class yet. So, there's going to be some growing pains there, but she's a talented kid. But outside of her, we just have some nagging things going on. But otherwise, to this point, we're fairly healthy.
I wanted to ask, there was no stats, no video from this past weekend's exhibition at Bellarmine. What did you get out of that, and what should we know? Yeah,
it was really good for our team. Everybody always kind of keeps that stuff close to the vest, and Bellarmine's coach is a really good friend of mine. We play them a lot in exhibitions and spring games and stuff like that, and he's got a team that's rapidly improving. We played 5 full sets with him. We played really, really well early in that. For the first 3 sets, we kind of started junking up lineups and doing different things, and quite honestly, I don't think our focus was as good as I wanted it to be later in it as well, and Bellarmine certainly started playing better as well. So mixed reviews. Like if we had left after the 3rd set, I would have told you sign us up for the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. You know, by the time we actually left, I want to qualify for the Conference USA tournament, but so goes life in preseason volleyball. But did some good things. Again, showed that we're going to be a really deep, balanced offensive team. I think that Kate Rush, you know, taking over for Callie Bauer is going to be a big storyline early on. Callie was the player of the year in the league, and but I think Kate is going to grab the attention of our fan base very quickly. You know, last year I said people are going to notice Kyra Knox really quickly because she's just jaw-droppingly athletic. Kate Rush at the setter position is truly one of the top 3-4 setters in the country when it comes to athletic ability, and you'll see it very quickly. You'll see some of the things that she can do, and you know, but Kate is going to make the 4 plays you remember when you come watch us play this year, but the challenge is going to be for Kate to make the 10 simple plays in a row that need to be made to run a team at this level. And that's all part of the growth that hopefully we'll go through in September.
What are some of your main goals with preseason volleyball that you'd like to get out of?
Yeah, you know, I just want to try this. I want our team to get through it in good shape physically and mentally. You know, this could really beat us up, you know, because it's so punishing. Like I said, every team on that schedule, you know, 120, it's one of the top schedules in the country. Like I know that we're not going to start the season 8-2 this year. Like I know that's going to not happen, okay? Our kids have never known anything other than win here. And so this is going to be a little different feeling for them early on. We're going to have to endure it and weather it and grow from it and, you know, do all of those kinds of things. When you have to play the quality of teams that we're playing, the blueprint is not to lose the defensive player of the year in your league, you know, going into it. So, but I want our kids to enjoy themselves in the first month of the year. You know, block out whatever noise will come. Oh my gosh, the volleyball team lost a couple games, and enjoy these amazing opportunities to go toe-to-toe with some of the best in the country because we're one of the best in the country. And a lot of people think that. That's why we show up in national polls and do all those kinds of things. And so I love this group. We just have to, you know, keep them confident in themselves moving forward because it's a really, really talented group. And so, you know, anywhere around 500 will be a great stretch in non-conference. If we do, we'll be in a great position to be in contention for an at-large, and we'll set our sights on hopefully another run at a conference championship.
And without Izzy, I mean, that just makes you even younger. Again, it's pieces and players that have been part of it and have done a lot of stuff, but you're still going to be pretty young.
No question. You know, Kendall Miller is in a battle right now for our second left side playing time, but if she doesn't win that position, we will literally go into matches with no seniors on the floor. None. Zero. And, you know, facing what we're facing. But again, this is not a woe is me. I like our team. I think we're talented. I think we're balanced. I think we got a lot of things that, you know, that went at a high level. We've gotten better since January. One of the things that, you know, we've focused on in a big way is our service game, to try to get more aggressive from the service line because we got to find a way to neutralize better and better opponents. And I think we are better from the service line. We're going to be leaning into a couple freshmen for a little while, Eliza McKnight. Although Eliza won't have quite as much pressure on her shoulders because we're so talented around her offensively. It'll be more on the blocking side. And then, you know, Callie Foster is going to play a big role for us too, another freshman replacing Abby Schaefer as one of our primary ball handlers. And Callie is an elite level player, but, you know, she's in that, you know, that thing that all freshmen go through right now where she walked out of a gym. Callie led her team to the state championship match in Indiana last year and was one of the best players in the state of Indiana, but you walk out of that gym where you're everything and you walk into the next gym and you're the one that doesn't know anything, and that is a really difficult thing mentally. So Callie is going to have her ups and downs early, just like Abby did when she was young, and you know, so but those will be the things to watch early on. And I want our team to kind of let go of the worry and just go out there and fly around and see what we can get done. Should be a fun first month if we will approach it that way.
One of the new additions on your roster this year, Aubrey Sears, of course,
Mm-hmm.
being from Russellville and being a local. How exciting is that to have a player on the team like that? Can you already kind of tell in the way that she's approaching?
Well, just what an amazing kid. Like Aubrey is just a special young woman, like just a super kid. All of our kids from up north and everything love to listen to her talk. From, she with that little country accent that she has, she's the sweetest kid, and she is a great teammate. She joined us in the spring. Again, she's playing catch up a little bit too. She didn't play a ton at Houston her freshman year, and she's just trying to get acclimated to what we do, our system. She's in that battle, on the outside. Olivia Skidmore, we have two outside hitters. Olivia Skidmore has solidified herself as one of the elite players in our league, and will fill one of those left side roles. And then, kind of like it was last year between Sonia Loxonen and Kendall Meller, it'll be Sonia, Kendall, and Aubrey, and that's the biggest competition going on in our gym right now. A lot of our lineup stuff is pretty settled. That's the one that different days it's a different kid, in a good way. Like it's going to be really like it's one problem for a coach when you have 3 kids and you don't feel like any of them can do what you need to do. It's another problem when you have 3 kids and you feel like you're good with all 3 of them in there, and you got to figure out which one helps you the most on a given day. And those 3 have all proven that with them in the lineup, we can be very, very good. And but we're so glad she's here. She's such a great teammate. She blended with our team really, really well right away, and we're excited to have her in a Hilltopper uniform.
Now, I'm getting at the age where sometimes I mix things up. Just Kate filled in last year when Callie was hurt, right? That's what I thought. How much did that kind of?
Oh, I think it helped her.
Really helped.
I think it helped her a lot. She had her moment, if you remember last year, her big moment is when Callie dislocated her shoulder in the opening weekend, and Kate jumped out there and helped us beat a top 25 team in Dayton. And that helped Kate a lot. And, obviously all spring she ran our team. She's been a big focus for me. Again, she is, I don't say this lightly because I've coached a lot of great players, but in 32 years of coaching, I've never coached a more dedicated, more driven, harder working kid than Kate Rush. Like, this kid is a special athlete. She is a growing setter. You know what I mean? Like, she's not, like, she was not a setter her whole life growing up. She played middle hitter and did all these other things, and so she's newer to the setting position, so there's still growth going on there. But if you can't love coaching Kate Rush, you don't love coaching, because she is, these are all cliches, but they're all accurate. She is the first person in the gym every day. She is sitting at my front office door wanting to watch film with me. She is absolutely the most driven, determined kid, and so she will continue to get better and better and better. But you'll hear me say this a lot. Like, I'm telling you, you'll see when you watch us play Wednesday at our exhibition, you're going to see her make 2 or 3 plays that are they're going to take your breath away, how athletic she is. But then you're going to see my little bald spot get red a few times too, because some really simple things that I need her to do consistently, she's just not quite there with yet. And we're working through those things, but she's ready. It's just going to look, Callie was the vet, savvy, calm, happy, all that. Kate's going to look a little more frantic for a while, but she's so physical and can make such incredible sets that nobody else can make. I think if I do my job with Kate Rush over the next few years, she'll be one of the elite setters in college volleyball.
You're coming into year 32, a lot of wins, a lot of conference titles, even statue. Is there anything else you're looking for before you take a step back? Or are you just driven by the passion to keep going?
Man, obviously that question comes more and more. Like, how much longer am I going to coach and do all that? And all I can tell you is I don't have a plan. I will tell you that this group of kids invigorates me. Like, they're talented, they're young. The reasons why I love to coach are because I love to take young, talented kids and see what we can turn them into and how we can use this sport to help them grow into better young women. And this is such a refreshing group to be around in this world of, what's the nicest word I can use? In this ugly world of college athletics that we're all a part of today, they are the most refreshing group of young women I could ever hope to be around. They are all proud of that WKU jersey. They all love being here in a world where conversations around the country are, how can I keep you here for the next 9 months? I'm having conversations about, are you good for a 5th year? And the answers are glowingly, oh my God, I can't believe I'll get a 5th year here. And it is just a refreshing group of people. They're great kids, they care, they work hard. They're not perfect, but that's the fun part for me. And so, I don't know, man, if the world can just let me be about those 14 kids, they're going to have to kick me out of my office someday. You know, if I get too wrapped up in all the other stuff that is coaching in college athletics today, then I may be at my lake house before long. So, you know, this group is like breathes life into me every day because they're so committed and they want to be good and they love being here and they love being part of this university and this community, and it's a lot of fun to be in here with them every day.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
All right, guys, Who Day for the